Hello, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Matt Scherer. I'm with PMA Practice Transitions, and I primarily cover the Ohio and Western Pennsylvania area for dental professionals who are looking to either sell their practice or purchase practice. And my colleague here is
Joe Gordon, and I do exactly what Matt does, but I do it in Indiana and in northern Kentucky. Today we're going to talk about maintaining your practice revenues as you go through a selling process.
What a great topic, Joe. How many times do we see dentists who are looking to retire in the next 3 to 5 years, and what do? They go on vacations, they take more time off,
They slow down, they cut a day out of their schedule, and then they wonder why their practice revenue goes down. And going along right hand in hand with that is the value of your practice. One of the largest factors in valuing a practice and coming up with a fair price is the gross amount of revenue.
Right.
And as that declines, the value of the practice declines.
And what I've seen, I think what happens a lot of times too, is the revenues, the top line revenues start going down, right? The collections, but what don't they change in the practice? They don't change their overhead.
No.
So then ultimately what happens is their bottom line number goes a lot less. It's a lot
absolutely.
less, which is a huge factor in the sale of their practice and the value of their practice.
Absolutely, Matt.
What we want to talk about today is just doing yourself a favor. You've worked 30, 40, sometimes 50 years building an asset, building your practice to what it is, and you want to maintain that legacy and get the most value out of that practice. And it's so important to just maintain those that revenue, whether it's you doing it or somebody else doing it for you, right?
Absolutely. If you need to get an associate in for, sometimes it's health reasons, to maintain that revenue, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back and revisit our collection policies. Look at our billing policies. Let's make sure those are still maintained and they don't slack off, from your staff standpoint. The other factor in maintaining your revenues is we all know, patients move, patients die. We have to maintain a good flow of new patients coming into the practice. That a lot of people will put a lot of effort into looking at what the new patient counts are. And we really need that to continue your marketing.
You had a lot of dental clients as a CPA over the last 38 years. How many of them raised their fees in the last 5 or 10 years?
They tend to become stagnant right before they retire. And again, that's just going to hurt your top line. And it's also going to hurt the value of the practice in that no buyer of a practice wants to go in and have to increase fees 10, 15, 20% to get to what market value is these days. It just makes them look like the bad person, when they transition over with these patients.
And raising your fees isn't a bad thing. What's the cost of bread today versus 20 years ago, right?
Exactly.
So if you raise your fees incrementally 5%, I don't think any of your patients are going to realize those fee increases, and it's just going to help you maintain your revenues.
Absolutely. I think it's great, and cash flow maintaining with your revenues maintaining is probably the best thing you can do when you think about transitioning your practice.
Well, we appreciate your time today, and if you like us, please give us the thumbs up, and also please feel free to share this segment with your colleagues and friends. Thanks.